Breaking news is rocking the entire NFL landscape right now because, in a move that absolutely nobody saw coming, the Dallas Cowboys have reportedly decided to hit the reset button in the most dramatic way possible by hiring Jon Gruden as their new head coach, officially replacing Mike McCarthy. And this decision instantly sends shockwaves through Cowboys Nation, through the locker room, through the front office, and frankly through the entire league, because whether you love Jon Gruden or hate him, whether you believe this is genius or madness, one thing is undeniable. This is one of the boldest, most headline-grabbing coaching moves the Dallas Cowboys have made in decades, and it perfectly encapsulates everything this franchise has always been about. Star power, risk, confidence, controversy, and the relentless pursuit of relevance and championships at all costs. Because after years of playoff disappointment, years of almost but not quite, and years of watching the season end in frustration, Jerry Jones has once again decided that safe is not good enough, predictable is not good enough, and incremental improvement is not good enough. And instead, he has gone all in on a coach whose name alone commands attention, whose resume includes a Super Bowl ring, whose personality fills a room, and whose return to the sideline would instantly become one of the most talked about stories in modern NFL history. Because Mike McCarthy's time in Dallas, while statistically respectable in the regular season, ultimately failed to deliver the one thing this organization craves above everything else: postseason success. And despite multiple playoff appearances, talented rosters, and moments where it looked like the Cowboys might finally break through, the reality is that Dallas repeatedly fell short when the lights were brightest, leading to mounting pressure, rising fan frustration, and an unmistakable sense that the ceiling under McCarthy had already been reached. And when contract talks reportedly failed to produce long-term confidence from both sides, the Cowboys made the difficult but decisive choice to move on, opening the door for a coaching search that many assumed would lean toward a younger, safer, more modern candidate. But instead, Jerry Jones shocked the football world by turning to Jon Gruden, a coach whose football mind is rooted in old school toughness, but whose understanding of offensive creativity and quarterback play has always been considered elite. And the significance of this move cannot be overstated, because Gruden is not just another coach. So he is a personality, a brand, a statement, and the Cowboys are once again declaring that they are done waiting, done rebuilding, and fully committed to winning now. Because Jon Gruden brings with him decades of NFL experience, from his early coaching days to his Super Bowl winning tenure in Tampa Bay, to his high-profile role as a broadcaster where he dissected the game at the highest level, and finally to his controversial exit from the league years ago, which makes this potential return all the more dramatic because for Gruden, this isn't just another job. This would be a comeback, a redemption arc, and perhaps his final chance to define how football history remembers him. And for Dallas, it represents a belief that experience matters, that leadership matters, and that sometimes the spark you need doesn't come from the next trendy name, but from someone who has been there, done that, and knows exactly what it takes to build a championship caliber team. And one of the biggest questions immediately surrounding this hire is what it means for Dak Prescott, because if you're going to bring in Jon Gruden, you're doing so with your quarterback front and center, as Gruden has always been known as a quarterback-centric coach, someone who obsesses over play design, protections, reads, timing, and situational football. And the Cowboys clearly believe that pairing Gruden's offensive mind with Dak's experience, leadership, and physical tools could unlock a version of this offense that we simply haven't seen consistently in recent years. Because while Dak has put up numbers, the criticism has always followed him into January. And the hope in Dallas is that Gruden's system, discipline, and attention to detail could elevate Prescott's decision-making and performance when it matters most, while also maximizing the talent around him, from the wide receivers to the tight ends to the running game. because Gruden historically prefers balanced physical offenses that can control the clock, wear down defenses, and strike when the opportunity presents itself, which would mark a philosophical shift from some of the inconsistencies that plagued the Cowboys in critical moments and beyond. The X's and O's, this hire also signals a cultural shift because Jon Gruden is known for demanding accountability, intensity, and mental toughness, and that could resonate deeply within a locker room that has talent, but has often been criticized for lacking that final edge, that killer instinct that separates contenders from champions. And fans are already split down the middle because, on one hand, you have supporters who see this as a master stroke, a daring move that shows the Cowboys are serious about winning and willing to embrace discomfort to get there. While on the other hand, you have skeptics who question whether Gruden's approach fits the modern NFL, whether the league has passed him by, and whether the controversy surrounding his past could become a distraction. But Jerry Jones has never been one to shy away from controversy, and in many ways this move feels like a classic Jerry decision. Loud, bold, calculated, and unapologetic, designed not only to win games, but to dominate headlines and remind the football world that the Dallas Cowboys are always at the center of the conversation. And as this news continues to spread, analysts are already debating what this means for the Cowboys' immediate future, from staff decisions to roster construction to draft strategy. Because Gruden is not the type of coach who simply inherits a team and runs it as is. He is hands-on, involved, and opinionated. And you can expect changes, adjustments, and a clear vision to be implemented quickly. And training camp under Gruden would instantly become one of the most watched in the league, with every press conference, every practice clip, and every soundbite dissected for meaning. Because love him or hate him, Jon Gruden commands attention, and that attention could either fuel a resurgence or magnify every misstep, making this a high-risk, high-reward move in every sense of the phrase. And when you zoom out and look at the broader picture, this hire represents a crossroads moment for the Cowboys franchise because they are no longer content to simply be good, no longer satisfied with winning the division or putting up impressive regular season records, and instead they are chasing something bigger, something that has eluded them for far too long, like a deep playoff run, a Super Bowl appearance, a return to the top of the NFL mountain. And by hiring Jon Gruden, they are betting that experience, leadership, and football obsession can bridge the gap between promise and performance. And whether this gamble pays off or not will define not just the next few seasons, but potentially the legacy of this entire era of Cowboys football. Because if it works, Jerry Jones will be hailed as a visionary who trusted his instincts. And if it fails, it will be remembered as one of the most controversial decisions in franchise history. But either way, the message is clear. The Dallas Cowboys are done standing still, done playing it safe, and ready to embrace the chaos, pressure, and expectations that come with making a move this big. And as fans, analysts, and players alike process this stunning development, one thing is certain. The NFL just got a lot more interesting. The spotlight just got brighter in Dallas, and the upcoming season now carries a level of intrigue, drama, and anticipation that few coaching hires in recent memory have been able to generate, because this isn't just about replacing Mike McCarthy. This is about redefining the identity of America's team, rewriting the narrative of years of disappointment, and taking a swing so big that it could either bring glory back to Dallas or become a cautionary tale for generations to come. And that's exactly why everyone is talking about it, why this story is dominating conversations, and why all eyes are now firmly locked on Dallas, Jon Gruden, and the future of the Cowboys.